was a rooster. Hey YouTubers, Steven here. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday, April 21st? Think so. Anyways, it's kind of chilly today. I think it's, right now it's like 4 degrees Celsius. But want to get the hop plants going. Something I want to do this year, most of you have seen that I have strawberry plants growing in planter boxes with my hops. The strawberries have really taken over. Hopefully the wind's not too bad. If it is, I'll do a voiceover. But I digress. Anywho, so my pearl hops didn't grow too well at all last year back here. And the Cascade I let go crazy and wild. I'm not going to do it again this year. But I didn't replace the one Cascade plant that the animal ate. So this year I was able to, I did one box already, and I'll show you this coming up. I'll move the camera. And but I found a couple of rhizomes, so I replanted some. And then I can show you in the garden what I've already done and what I've got to do next. I'm going to try and keep this video short. That's probably why I'm talking a little faster. If you can see the pallets behind me on the fence, I'll show you that here in a minute too. My fence had a little bit of a lean. So the ground here is really a lot of clay. And when the frost comes out of the ground, if your fence is a little out of alignment, it's the best time to get right to the posts. If you can move your posts, you know, while the ground is still soft, you can hold them in place. What I do is I try and, you know, push them so far, not a whole lot of pressure, because you can snap your post by doing this. But if the ground's soft enough, hopefully the concrete will stay together as you move the post and everything together. Then hold it in place. I'll show you how I did it with the pallets. Alright, so this is the first planter where I had the Cascade. And you can see there's a little bit of a, I guess, a dandelion plant coming in here. Get out. I'll take care of you after. But here's some of the old vines, and I just put some new soil in here. Oh, here we go. Here's one that's just coming up right here, actually. Oh, and there's a couple more new hops from this year's Cascades. Just starting to break through the soil. Alright. Cool. So, I cleaned out this box, and I planted one of the rhizomes here, and then I planted another rhizome up here. So, there's the other boxes, and but we'll get to that in a second. So, I'm going to get in here. You can see I still got a lot of strawberry plants in this box, and I have to be careful with the hops. This is a pearl that didn't grow so well last year, so hopefully when I get the strawberry plants taken out of here, it won't be so much of a fight for nutrition. And I'm just going to continue down. There's the other pearl. I have a rhizome out in the front yard I'm going to dig up for the pearl from my front yard pearl plant that I'm going to bring here and plant here in the center. But for the fence, alright, here's basically what I did, okay? So when I pushed the pallet up against the fence, it went down as far as this first nail, and then a week later I come and applied some more pressure to it, and come to this nail just to hold it into place. And I'm pushing on that now, and that's pretty solid. I should be able to pull these out without them moving, but I'm not going to try and do that with the camera because it's going to be too shaky. But you can see further down, same thing. Alright, there's 2 nails. So, she had a bit of a lean, but, you know, it's actually pretty good. Alright, hopefully the wind's not too bad. And I had to remember, I'm right-handed, and every time I film something with the camera to my right, my arms always block the camera. So, okay, I have been wearing gloves, but you need to clean up some of the plants here, some of the old leaves off the strawberry plants, and they make links to their new growth. So you need to make sure they're all broke up. And the important thing here is, this is my hot plant vines from last year from the pearl plants. Okay, so I've already removed all the strawberry plants in the center and on the other end. And I'll tell you, this is an awesome time to weed from last year. But anyways, so we just want to clear out all the old stuff so we can see where the strawberry plants are. See, here's a section here. If they're really tough, just break them apart. Because in this section where I'm going to actually have to take the strawberry plants out plant by plant. So I need to separate everything that's going to hold me back, because I want it to be a smooth operation. Because if I can find a plant that you can see very easily. Oh, here we go. Here's two plants actually. So I want to be able to grab it just like a big scoop. With this one, I'll probably use both my hands and come in. Well, actually, I can do it. I just want to make sure. I need to dig around and look for any rhizomes that might be here, because I don't want to break any. These didn't grow so well last year, and I'm not sure why, but I think the strawberry plants, I mean, you can see one of the strawberry plants is right in here in amongst where the vines are coming out, so I think the strawberries here might be starving them off, and that's what's making me decide that I think I need to move them. But if I have any rhizomes coming up from the pearl, I don't want to disturb them. Alright, that's alright. Strawberry plants are pretty resilient. I've just got an ordinary bucket that I'm going to put the plants in. So I've got nothing on either side. I'm just going to gently dig through the dirt here around this one plant. The rhizomes aren't real deep. Alright, you know what? I'm feeling pretty confident there's nothing there, so I'm just going to jam my fingers down, kind of pull up in a big clump, like so. These strawberry plants are really resilient to being moved. This is the second time they've been moved. I'm just going to look through the dirt here and just see if I see any rhizomes coming from the hot plant. So far I don't. So I'm going to find the next clump of strawberry plants here. And I'm going to dig them out the same. But on the back side, I'm going to be a little more gentle, because there might be a rhizome in here somewhere. And there isn't. Another good clump. Some may disagree with me, but I have transplanted the strawberry plants a couple of times, and they're pretty good. And honestly, I don't mind sacrificing a strawberry plant over my my hot plant, because strawberries multiply like rabbits anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And these little bits, I'm just going to throw some soil in. I know this one looks pretty desperate. You're not going to transplant all of them successfully, but like I said, these things are like rabbits, so in a couple of years, the one plant I'm missing, I'll probably have 3 or 4 in its place. And it'll be in a much better place anywho. These ones in the corner, I'm just pulling out. right. All right, so like I said, this is an awesome time to weed. So I'm just kind of placing these plants up in here, mixing in some soil. So here's our bucket, and basically I'm just trying to take the clumps and just wiggle them into the ground. Anytime I need a little soil, I've got some here that I can, throw in around the plant. And then I'm going to sprinkle some more on the top after I get them into place. I know it looks pretty rough, but I haven't had any problems with the strawberry plants. Not sure which end is up. There's end is up. Alright, so we're out in the front yard, and don't ask why this landscaping mat is like it is. We just basically wanted to put the mulch down, and well, lo and behold, I have a rhizome growing underneath the mat here. So I'm going to cut this and transplant this out back, because this is my pearl plant, and I've got some good growth starting on this actually. I know this is a little late in the year. This is, let's see, May 5th. But spring has been kind of late around here. Where's that going? That must have been last year's. Oh, it's a nice, actually, look at those nice vines coming out. Alright, maybe I can get the, hopefully I don't keep hitting the camera with my hat, but alright, let's do this. I'm going to take the whole root here. Alright, and hopefully, gently, I'll take this all up, and we'll transplant it out back. So, we'll be right back. Alright, so here's my pearl, and you can see there is some new growth just starting to pop up. It's not quite like my Cascades, and definitely not like my Newports. But, and I should say that this is a week and a half since I filmed the last part of this hop update. So, let's take a little tour down here. Here's my Cascade. And there's a lot of new growth. Look at all those vines coming out. And I've got to set the camera down here gently. We've got a new Cascade rhizome here, and there's another one here that came up, and I don't know if I filmed it or not, but I took a couple of rhizomes from here in this area and planted them. And let me find it again. Oh, here it is. My transplant worked. So I have one coming up. And then we put a little soil down here, just some extra, and I thought I saw one just poking through the top, but I think I missed it. So if this one was successful, it'll grow up, that's for sure. But so here's the other pearl. The growth isn't quite as prominent on this one. They're just little buds in here, minus this weed. So I don't know why these pearl aren't doing so good, to be honest. But a Newport, oh my goodness, look at all those vines. That is a very healthy Newport. And I have a new Newport that grew on its own over this end. So we're going to have 3 in this little pot. And the other one down on the other very end. So this is cool. So let's go up and plant this rhizome. Alrighty. So, if you hear voices behind me, it's just Darlene and Anicia. They're working on the vegetable garden there where we put the strawberries. As you hear, my oldest saying hi, and the dog's losing their mind. I decided to cut the rhizome in 2. I've got two really nice pieces of roots, and there's lots of little small roots. So I figure, since these aren't doing so good, I'm just going to take the chance with these, and I'm just going to bury it. Keiko, stop. Just going to bury them, just not very deep. Okay, not very deep. This is probably about an inch or so. So hopefully this will give them a bit of a chance to come up. And this one over here. As you can tell, I'm not too scientific on measurements and whatnot. This was last year's top. I usually don't cut them right down to the ground so I can remember where the plants are. Later on, when I go cutting the rest of the vines, I'll trim these down as well. So I'll probably leave this one just above the ground. And it kind of gives me an idea of that it's actually as deep as it should be. So, right on. Fingers crossed that these two come up, and for whatever reason, maybe the other pearl plants weren't getting enough fertilizer. I don't know. But I do know that we also have nice manure in here and some fresh soil. So, and I mentioned the strawberry plants are really resilient. Well, they're already starting to root pretty nice and get nice and green. So, that does it for the first Hop Update 2017. Grow Hop 2017. I know, it's a pretty lame name, Groner. Wow, actually, the black flies are just starting to come out. I just noticed that. We're expecting a big rainstorm this weekend. That's why I'm out late. It's Thursday night. I actually took tomorrow off. I have some personal business we have to do. But I wanted to make sure that I got the hops finished, and we got the rest of the garden planned for Darlene, because it looks like we're going to have a lot of wet weather for a while, and we'd rather get it in, get everything with a head start. So, next hop updates, I'll probably have more to show you around. We've got all kinds of plants this year that we're putting in, and trying to do a lot of gardening. So, until next time. Sheep shit? Sheep shit. Alright, till next time, sheep shit. Cheers, 17.